What's up, citizens? It's Chuck G. I'm sitting here at Lori Corioth from K909. She's going to tell you a little bit about animals at the shelter, animals in general. She has a group that works with city organizations such as the animal shelter. There's some problems going on down there. We're not trying to bash any heads on this, but it needs to be exposed, and that's exactly what I'm going to let her do right now.
I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about the San Bernardino City Shelter. I don't know if you guys have ever been there before, but just take a tour one day and you'll see kind of maybe what I'm talking about here. The shelter itself is, I think, around 40 to 50 years old, and the city's never put much improvement into it. So what our goal is, our organization is called K909, and is a group of people that are concerned about the shelter as well as the animals within the community and the county of San Bernardino. So our major focus right now, a couple of them, first focus is with the city shelter itself, very poorly run by the city, and our second focus is to bring awareness within the community about animal problem like overpopulation, dog fighting, spay and neuter, vaccinations, disease control. So we as a group are kind of tackling a few different things. The one thing that I really want to focus on right now is the actual city shelter itself. We have a number of documented photos, and I actually physically volunteered and worked there for a number of years, and it's just really bad. So a couple of points I wanted to go over is there are buildings there that are so old that they leak during the winter. They have metal buildings there that are kind of like refrigerators, freezers during the winter, and during the summer it's like an oven, and you can imagine how hot it gets here during the summer. So they have metal roofs that have recently they've been trying to fix. The Humane Society, basically, gosh, we go right back to the beginning here. The Humane Society and the city have always kind of been, not have always, but have been recently kind of not working together. I don't want to say enemies because that's a strong word, but they don't have a good relationship. So we have been trying to get the city to pay attention to the shelter, and in the process of that, Humane Society has stepped up and actually helped a little with the shelter. So they've worked on, and if you ever go there, make sure you look at the metal buildings, but they worked on the roofs there that were leaking, trying to insulate, trying to keep the leaking in, but unfortunately I personally don't think it's going to be a very good permanent fix. I think that the metal buildings need to be torn down completely. Actually, they need to really look at reconstructing a whole new shelter, which I will get to in a little bit here, but in the meantime, they have these old buildings, like I said, that are about 50 years old. The buildings leak, they house a lot of disease, they are run down, they are a hazard to not only the animals but the employees as well. We have kennels that are so bad and so busted up that we have leashes that are being used for the pulley systems. I mean, it's just one small example. The drains in the shelters don't do their job, so that disease cakes up in the drains and the animals get sick easier. An animal that comes in the shelter with no previous vaccinations really has no chance of getting out of that shelter alive. I mean, they are distemper, parvo, and now there's a new canine flu that's going around, that I'm sure we'll eventually see at the shelter. Person coming in to adopt an animal, it's really hard for them to guarantee that they're going to have a healthy animal in a couple of weeks, because even though an animal comes in healthy and looks healthy, if they don't have any kind of vaccination and they're dumped in with a bunch of sick animals, they're going to get that exposure to that disease. And it takes probably about a good 5 to 10 days for incubation period before the disease shows up. So say somebody comes in, you want to adopt a cute little puppy there that looks healthy, you adopt the puppy, you take it home, 7 days later you got a sick dog on your hands. You take to the vet tells you it's going to be, you know, $500, $600 worth of vet bills because the dog has distemper and you have to get it past the distemper, or the dog has parvo and you're going to have to put it down because you can't treat it. So it's really a tough situation for the animals as well as the public who wants to come in and, you know, adopt an animal. And especially with the economy like it is right now, and we can afford to treat a sick animal. So what we're looking at is try to get the city to basically address the shelter that it has right now. But in the long run, we are looking at, and the county is actually looking at a super shelter that will basically be run by the county, and the cities that are contracted with or are going to be using the shelter will be putting money into the super shelter. So that's what we're pushing for. We'd like to see that go through, but that's 10 years from now, basically, kind of a project. So in the meantime, we really want to encourage people to go to the shelter, take a look at what they have. If you don't like what you see, you need to write the city. You can contact K909. Our website is K909.org, and I will be happy to answer any questions anybody has. And if you would like to volunteer, we need volunteers. The shelter needs volunteers. The volunteer program is really weak right now because it's such a hard place to volunteer at, because it's so high kill that people it brings you down. You know, when you volunteer, that you see sick animals, you see high euthanasia rates. They have some very dedicated volunteers, but very few. So just want to let you know, you can contact me if you have any questions, and please, when you get a chance, take a look at the shelter. If you don't like what you see, contact the city.
So now you got the story, y'all. If you like animals, if you care about where your money's going, that's a big thing with this economy. Every penny should count, and it should do what it's supposed to do. So if you're putting money in taxes for the shelter, make sure that they're using that money correctly. There's like 5 other cities that are using our facilities. Where's the money going? That's my question. Where's the money going? Come to the next council meeting. Voice your opinion. Don't be scared to talk. That's what it's about. We got to turn this around to where we run them and they don't run us. Remember that. The city members of the council and the mayor work for us. We don't work for them. Come down and make them do their job, y'all. I want to thank Lori for coming out and talking to us about her dogs and animals and everything else.
Thank you, Chuck, for giving me the chance to speak with you guys today. I really, truly appreciate it. It's huge for us to get our name out there. And if you guys, like I said, if you guys have any concerns, any questions, you can contact me at K909.org. And all I want to say is, wake up, San Bernardino.